Hello and welcome to another edition of File Save Control S with Miss Sewell. I am your favorite audio video production teacher and I'm here to give you all the tips and tricks. So today we're talking about the green screen. The green screen is one of my favorite lessons to teach. Students always enjoy it, no matter what area you're interested in going to, whether it's film or news, you're more than likely going to get to experience and use the green screen at some point. So there's lots of things to talk about, how we use it, why we use it, and all kinds of things like that. There are two primary ways that we can use it. We can use it live in the studio. We can use the switcher and tell the switcher to key out the green, and it does a pretty good job. You have to also tell it what to put behind you, because if you don't, you're just going to have to do it in post-production. The other way, and the way that we're primarily going to focus on, is doing it in post-production. So you shoot somebody standing in front of the green screen and you key out that green in Premiere, After Effects, or the editing software that you have available. And I'll walk you through several different ways that you can do that. But before we get there, I want to start by talking about why. It allows you to do so many cool things, whether it's putting yourself or your talent somewhere that you can't actually go without leaving the studio, or doing a cool visual effect. So I wanted to start off the podcast by talking to a couple of the LIC TV staff members about their favorite memories and projects with a green screen. So up first, here is Mr. Ward.
I was at KCBD and I was anchoring the Halloween sportscast, where I wore a green blanket and I was a floating head the entire time. I think it's so cool that you can disappear, or you can put your actor in any place at any given time using a green screen.
Obviously, if you go to a news station, you'll see a green screen at pretty much every news station you go to because they use it for the weather. It's the easiest way to get that weather map behind your anchorman, your talent, your weather forecaster, and allows them to do what they do. And I'll show you how they do that a little later on. But up next, let's talk about doing the chroma key. That's your technical term, chroma key. Green screen is like the slang term. Chroma key is your vocabulary word, your technical term. Let's talk about how you do the chroma key if you're not doing it live. If you're recording someone standing in front of the green screen and then you take it back to your editing software. Here's what Mr. Lawson enjoys doing with that.
Okay, so my favorite way to use the green screen was a project I did last year, where my students created a fun Christmas time video, and so they had to do several actions in front of the green screen and then take that into Premiere and then use those actions to, say, climb a chimney or ride in a sleigh or something like that. And so it kind of taught us not only how to use the green screen, but then we also had to use After Effects to put kind of overlays over their actions on the green screen.
So Mr. Lawson touched on After Effects there. You can absolutely chroma key using After Effects, and honestly, some people prefer that. So I'm going to let Mr. Edgar touch on that.
After Effects is the leading industry standard software for visual effects, so it makes sense to use it for keying a green screen. The tools in Premiere are good to know and be able to use, but After Effects just takes things to a little higher, more professional level.
So, like he said, I want to teach you After Effects, and I will eventually, but we're going to start in Premiere Pro. It's the basics. It's pretty easy to use. The keying software in Premiere Pro. When you get familiar with it, when you become really good at keying out in Premiere, then you can take it to After Effects and take it up a notch. But that brings us to our Premiere tip of the day, and I'm going to talk specifically about keying in Premiere Pro. Most important thing, no matter what software you're using, is you want to make sure your background video, what you want to be behind your talent, is on the bottom layer, video track 1. And then on your top layer, video track 2, that's where you're going to put your person standing in front of the green screen. Okay. On that clip, on your clip where you have green on it, what I found works best in Premiere is to use the Ultra key. The Ultra Key is in the effects panel, in the keying folder. There's a whole bunch in there, but the Ultra Key is really my secret to getting a clean key. You'll click on it, drag it to your clip with green in it, and nothing's going to happen when you first do that. But like many other effects, if you go to effect controls after that, you can start controlling how much you're keying, what color you're keying. You can change it to a matte and really change it down to a very basic level and really get the key as fine as you can get it. Now, it takes a lot of practice. It's like riding a bike. You'll get the hang of it the more you do it. But I'll show you, it'll start to make sense a little bit more when I show you in class. Or if you watch another tutorial video or something like that, the more you do it, the more it'll make sense. So with all that being said, I wish I could go into so much more depth, but I am out of time for this episode, so I've got to wrap up quickly. Thank you so much for watching this episode of File Save Control Less. I will see you next time for more tips and tricks from your favorite audio video production teacher.
File Save Control S.